Our today's topic is series parallel network. It is a very basic topic regarding series and parallel combination of circuits. Series parallel networks are networks that contain both series and parallel circuit configuration. It means that they have the combination of both series and parallel resistors if we are talking about simple circuits. As we have already discussed about it in your previous classes and previous topics, that one circuit or one type of analysis can only be completely understood with the help of practice only. If you are doing a proper practice, then it would be possible for you guys to completely understand the circuit and solve it in proper way. No other way. Steps to solve any kind of circuit, either it is parallel, series, or a combination of those two. First of all, we have to analyze the circuit properly. After examination and analysis of the circuit, we come to a conclusion that what type of techniques should be used to completely solve the circuit. Otherwise, we are not able to, by hit and trial method, we can't apply any kind of formula. We have to examine it properly, and after examination we have to decide which type of technique we are going to use to solve the circuit. In that, we sometimes have to redraw the circuit also, as we have already studied in parallel combination of resistors. If from one node number of resistors are connected, then for our own convenience we can separate them from that specific node as per our convenience and redraw the circuit so that our understanding would get developed properly. And after that, especially in series parallel combination, we have to reduce the circuit stepwise. If first two resistors are connected in parallel, then we have to reduce them in parallel combination. We know the formulas for reduction. And if they are connected in series, then we first have to reduce them in series. We have to add them. After that, the next combination, we have to redraw the circuit. If we redraw the circuit again and again as per solution and as per reduction, then it would be easy for us to solve it properly. As per our today's topic, series and parallel combinational circuits, we are going to study two types of approaches to solve such type of circuits. First one is reduce and return approach, and second approach is block diagram approach. In our first approach, reduce and return approach, we first, as per previous practice, have to analyze the circuit. The first circuit, which is represented in circuit A, labeled as A, it has a source E. The current is moving from the source E, which is labeled as IS, towards R1, and then there a node is approaching. Node will be splitted in two branches. First branch is R2 and second one is containing R3 and R4. The target of this circuit is mentioned as V4. We have to find out the voltage across resistor R4. Now, after analysis, we have to decide what kind of formulas should be used or what kind of approach should be used to further reduce the circuit or find out the value of V4. So, to find out the value of V4, we first have to know if the value of resistor is known and the E voltage source value is known. Then further we have to know about the current which is passing through the resistor R4. And secondly, you should also notice that as R3 and R4 are in series with each other, so the current passing through R3 and R4 should be always same. When the IS is passing through R1, after passing through R1 consumes some current, and after that it will go to the node which is going to separate R2 and R3 and R4. So some current will go to R2 and the remaining will go to R3, R4. R3 and R4 should have the same current because they are in series. So we have to find the current. If we label that current as I1 and I2 as per branches, then we have to separate it and find out the current. Now, in the next step, as you see that we have reduced the circuit as R3 and R4 in series, and after that R3 and R4 series in parallel with R2. Then we label that resistor as RT bar. After finding out that, we will add R1 with RT bar to find out the total resistance of the circuit, that is RT. After finding out the total resistance RT, we are able to find out the total current IS, E over R total, as we already know about the Ohm's law and the formulas used to deduce such type of circuits. After that, we have to return to the original position to find out the value of our V4, as our target is V4. So for achieving the target, we are going to return to original shape of the circuit. So when we are returning to original shape, we are going to have R1, R2, R3 and R4 again. And again, as I total is presented, I total is here, we are going to find out the voltage V3. How can we find out the voltage V3? V2. Voltage V2 can be find out with the help of resistor R2 and current I, which is entering towards the node which is going to split in two, as we have already mentioned that. And when we come to know about that value of V2, the next step would be the value of V4. Now we are going to analyze an example so that our previously studied technique or approach can be implemented in that example, and you are going to understand it properly. So our given circuit of our example is containing a voltage source having 54 volts, a resistor having 2 kilo ohms resistance, another resistor with 12 kilo ohms resistance, and our parallel resistor is connected with that having a 6 kilo ohms resistance. Now if we look at the circuit, we are having a labeled currents IS, IB, IC. Okay. Now first of all, we have to solve the circuit. We can solve it by first of all reducing. As we have studied previously, first step is reduction. So in reduction step, we have to reduce 12 kilo ohm resistor and 6 kilo ohm resistor. They are connected in parallel, and after their reduction, we are going to have 4 kilo ohms as R B in parallel with RC, because we have labeled these as B and C. After that, we see that the parallel combination is in series with 2 kilo ohm resistor. Adding them, after adding them, we got an R total of 6 kilo ohm. Now after finding out the R total, we have to find out I total, as I which is mentioned as IS over here. We have total voltage which is applied as a source, and R total. We find out IS is 9 milliamperes, and after that we have to go to our next step. Our next step is returning to original circuit so that we can find out the required values. Our required values are IB, IC and IS. IS is total current. IS we have already find in first step. Now we go to our previous step and divide the circuit which is in parallel 12 kilo ohms and 6 kilo ohms and 2 kilo ohms. Now as we know that 2 kilo ohm resistor will contain IS. It is in series with the source and it is having the same current as it is applied from the source. Now at the node, after passing through 2 kilo ohm resistor, it is going to divide in the form of IB and IC. And when in parallel two currents are divided, then we are going to apply the current divider rule. So after applying the current divider rule, we can find out IB and IC. So to find out IB, we will use the 6 kilo ohm resistor divided by 6 kilo ohm plus 12 kilo ohm, and in multiplication with I total, which we have already find out, which is labeled as IS. Similarly, IC can find out by using 12 kilo ohms divided by 12 kilo ohms plus 6 kilo ohms, which is equal to 6 milliamperes. So if we have to prove our circuit, as we have already practiced in our previous chapters, we can use the Kirchhoff's current law. When we add up these two IB and IC, we are going to have IS, and similarly for finding out IC or IB, we can also use IS. Our second approach is block diagram approach. In this approach, we just have to divide the components present in our circuit in the form of blocks. If we go to slide number 5, which is explaining the reduce and return approach, in that you will see that we are having R1, R2, R3 and R4. So in this type of approach, we will label R1 as block number A, R2 as block number B, and R3 plus R4 as block number C. We have combined the circuits present in series as in one block, so that if we have to find out the current, we can easily find out in the form of IC or in block C. And if we are going to find out the voltages of R3 and R4 or any other kind of resistors which are available or values which are available, then we will use the voltage divider theorem, and in case of current, we will use current divider rule. Now we are going to solve another example with a bit descriptive circuit. It means that it is an explanation, or it is a wide version of our previous approach. In this, we are going to find out the currents and voltage which are mentioned in the blue color, which are mentioned with blue color. Now look at our circuit. Circuit is having a source with 24 volts, R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. Now if we have a look at the circuit, R1, R2 and R3 are in parallel combination. We can easily made a block with the parallel combination of R1, R2 and R3, and we label that as A. And we know, as we know, that we have to find out the voltage V1, and in parallel circuits all loops have same voltage. So by finding out the voltage of block A, we can find out the voltage of V1 as well as across R2 and R3. They all have same voltage. Similarly, R4 and R5 in parallel combination. So we'll find out the parallel combination and labeled as block B. Now, as we have already decided that we are going to add R1, R2 and R3 in block A. So first of all, we have to find out the total resistance of RA. So for finding out the total resistance of RA, we first have to find out the resistance parallel combination of R1 and R2, and after combining that parallel combination with R3, we will find out the total RA. Similarly, for block B, we are having only two resistors, R4 and R5. So by combining them in parallel, by using the formula for combining the resistors in parallel, we will find out the resistance RB, which is labeled as RB because we have already labeled it as block B. So we find out RA as 1.2 ohms and RB as 4.8 ohms. Now, after finding out the values, we come to know that our block A and our block B become in series with each other after simplification. So we know that finding the R total, we have to add up the series combined resistors. So we add 1.2 and 4.8 ohms resistor, and we got a 6 ohms resistance. Now after finding the total resistance, our next step would be to find out the current IS, I total, and I total would be, by using Ohm's law, is 4 amperes. After finding out the current in this type of circuit, which we have declared as series combination of block A and block B, we know that in series current is same, so we can find out the V1 and V5. The other one was V5, which we labeled as V5. So 1.2 ohm resistance with 4 ampere current passing through it, we got V1 of 4.8 volts. Similarly, V5 is 19.2 volts. Now we go to our previous step. What is our previous step? Our previous step is finding out the values mentioned as I2, I4. As we have already find out V1 and V5, now we are going to find out the values of currents which are in parallel combination circuits. So we go back to our original circuit, which is having the parallel combination of resistors R1, R2, R3, and similarly in block B, R4 and R5. Now when we go to R1, R2 and R3 in our first step, in our previous circuit, initial circuit, then we come to know that R1, R2 and R3 are already in parallel, and we know that the voltage across them is same. In parallel combination, we know that the voltage is same. So the voltage passing through R1 is 4.8 volts. Similarly, voltage passing through R2 is also 4.8 volts, and voltage passing through R3 is also 4.8 volts. So our target is to find out I2. As we know, the voltage passing through resistor R2 is 4.8, and we know that the resistance is 6 ohms. So by using the Ohm's law, we can find out the value of I2. Similarly, we can find out the value of I4, as we know that the voltage passing through the block B is labeled as V5, and we know that V5 is 19.2. In block B, we have reduced R4 and R5, which are already present in parallel. So we know that the voltage passing through R4 is equal to 19.2. Similarly, the voltage passing through R5 is also 19.2. Now to find out the current I4, we will use 19.2 volts and the value of resistors 8 ohm, and find out our required target, that is I4. 2.4 ampere would be our required result. Now we will solve another example which seems bit complicated, but actually it is not so complicated. If we follow all the rules which we have previously discussed, we can easily solve it. But you have to solve all the examples, otherwise it would be very difficult for you to understand the technique. You can't understand the technique only by listening to it. You have to solve it by your own hand. Now, if we look at our circuit, first of all, we have to analyze the circuit. After analysis, we come to know that R1, R2 and R3, the first three resistors, they are all connected in series. And after combining them in series, we come to know that they are connected in parallel with R4. So first of all, in our first step, we will combine R1, R2 and R3, and we come to know that the value of R1, 2, 3 would be 24 kilo ohms. It would be in parallel with 24 kilo ohms resistor. You can verify all the points which I am discussing here with the second circuit. In this slide, we have two circuits. First circuit is original circuit, which was given by the examiner, and the second circuit is the first step of our solution. We are going to simplify and redraw our network again. Now, as R4 is connected with a node, is directly connected with a node with R5. So, and R5 is connected with ground and with E, the given source. So we can redraw the circuit for this half of the circuit again in the form that R1, 2, 3 and R4 in parallel, and we got in series combination of R5. It means R1, 2, 3 in parallel with R4 is in series with R5. Okay, and then it is connected with E, voltage source. Now we are going on the other side, which is having a triangular type of combination of resistor. Now we come to know that in this triangular form, we have R9 and R8 in series with each other. So first of all, we'll reduce them and combine them, and after combining them, we got 9 kilo ohms resistance. And this 9 kilo ohms resistor, as per our nodes, we come to know that it is in parallel with R7. And R7 and R8, 9 are in parallel with each other, and their parallel combine effect. If we are going to combine R7 with R8, 9, then it will become in series with R6. After reduction and redrawn the circuit, now it would be easy for us to find out the required values, as our required values, which are mentioned in blue color, are IS, I5 and V7. Now as we know that I5, which is coming out from R5 as per our original circuit, if we study above the Kirchhoff's current law, sum of all the currents entering and leaving a node are equal. It means that the I5, which is leaving R5 and which is entering to the nodes R4 and R1, 2, 3, they both are talking about same current. Why? Because R1, 2 and 3 in parallel with R4, if we combine them in series with, they become in series with R5. So in series we have same type of current. It means the current entering in R123 and R4, it is divided over there, and when it is leaving from there, it will get again the same combined current, combined effect of the current which was entering in R123 and R4. Okay, so first of all we are going to find out I5. I5 can be easily find out by using total voltage and total current on the half of circuit, on that half of circuit, as we can find out the total resistance by combining R123 and R4 in parallel combination, and in addition with R5 we got a total resistance on that half of circuit, and we got the current 3 milliamperes. Similarly, we can find out from the other side we are going to find out V7. V7 is the voltage across R7. As per previous rule, if we find out V7, it means that R89 is having the same voltage as V7 because they are connected in parallel, and in parallel we have voltages same. So now we find out, we will follow the voltage divider rule. Voltage divider rule say that the voltage divided in R6 and R7 in parallel with R89 would be applied. Okay, voltage divider rule. Now for finding out the value at R7, we are going to add, we are going to put R7 in parallel with R89 and multiply with total E which was given, divided by total resistance. Total resistance would be R7 in parallel with R89 and R6. After finding out this, we are going to have the value of V7, the voltage which is passing through resistor R7. Our third target is I6. I6 can be easily find out by using V7, as we already know that the voltage across R7 and R89 are equal because in parallel voltages are equal. Now how can we find out I6? V7, the voltage across, we can also label it as a single block containing parallel combination of R7 in parallel with R89, and it is having a same voltage because it is having two loops and they are in parallel, and in parallel we have same voltage, divided by R7 in parallel with R89. It means the common parallel combination of both of them, and V7 we have already find out. So from that we got I6, and as we know that I6 is common from R6 and R7 in parallel with R89, because if we combine their parallel effect, R7 and R89 parallel effect, then it will become a circuit with having a series combination of R6 and R7 in parallel with R89. In series we have same current passing by. So from this method we can find out I6, and after that total current as it can be find out from I5 and I6, which we have already find out in our previous two steps. We can also redraw the same circuit for our convenience as shown in the second circuit.